So let us start today's topic without late, right? So today's our topic is transportation in human beings. Transportation in human beings. Okay. So children, first of all, let us learn what is mean by transportation. What is mean by transportation? So here, transportation is nothing but a substance absorbed or synthesized at one place and carried to another place in our body to perform a specific function. Is called as a transportation. For example, in our digestive system, so this is our digestive system. In our digestive system, glucose is absorbed, okay, and in our respiratory system, oxygen is absorbed. What is absorbed? Oxygen is absorbed. Right. So this oxygen and glucose are added to the bloodstream. Oxygen and glucose are added to the bloodstream. Right. From here it will reach to the cells. So cell will take glucose and oxygen and prepare what? Energy. Energy. So here with this diagram, I think you are clear. Here a substance which is absorbed or prepared, okay, are carried to a specific place to perform a specific function. To perform a function is called as what? Transportation. Next one. What are the components of transportation? Who will involve in this transportation process? If you observe, so there are three components of transportation. Okay, how many? There are three components of transportation. What are they, Nana? One is blood. Second one is blood vessels. And the third one is heart. Okay, children. So here, what are the three components of transportation? Blood vessels, and heart. So now, the flow of blood inside the blood vessels. Is called circulation. Is called what? Circulation. So again, this circulation is two types. So what are the two types of circulation? One is open circulatory system or open circulation, and second one is closed system of circulation. Closed system of circulation. So in open system of circulation, there is no involvement of blood vessels. Here blood do not flow in blood vessels. Okay, here blood flow in blood vessels. Here blood flow in blood vessels. Okay, right. So this type of transportation, open circulatory system, is present in insects, okay, which belongs to Arthropoda phylum. Next, closed type of circulation is present in mostly all vertebrates, okay, like even human beings. Okay, children, I think now with this you are clear what is mean by transportation. So what is mean by transportation, then what is mean by circulatory system, what is mean by circulation, then what are the different type of circulation, open system, open type of circulation, and closed type of circulation. Now let us go to next part. Right. So children, now we come to know that there are three components of blood. Sorry, there are three components of transportation. One is blood vessels, and heart. So let us learn one by one. Blood. What is the first one? Blood. So blood can be defined as a what? It is a fluid connective tissue. It is a fluid connective tissue. What is mean by fluid connective tissue? Tissue means what? Group of cells. Group of cells. As we know, tissue is nothing but what? Group of cells. In our blood we can see different type of cells. Okay, many group of cells are present. The next one, fluid. So blood is in which form? Liquid form. Why blood is in liquid form whereas other tissues are in solid form? Why blood is in liquid form? Because the water content is more in the blood. That's why it is in liquid form. Because of this reason we are calling it as a fluid connective tissue. Next one, connective. Why we are calling it as a connective? Because this tissue, this blood is connecting many organs. Suppose it is taking oxygen from the lungs and transporting to all body parts of our body. It is collecting carbohydrates from our digestive system and transporting to all the cells present in our body. Means it is having contact with the all other organs. That's why it is called as what? Connective tissue. Okay, next one. In a healthy adult human, okay, we can find 5 liters of blood. How much blood is present? 5 liters of blood. Then the very important question now we are going to discuss. What are the components of blood? What are the components of blood? So children, be careful, please pay attention here. From here we can expect a 3 marks question. Okay, 3 marks question. So here what is the answer for this? What are the components of blood? So here blood composed with 2 substances. Blood is composed with plasma and cells. Okay, plasma and cells. So what is mean by plasma, children? Here plasma is nothing but from blood. If we remove the cells, if we separate the cells, the remaining fluid is nothing but what? Plasma. The remaining fluid is nothing but what? Plasma. So except the cells, if we separate the cells from the blood, the remaining liquid content is called as what? Plasma. Right. To better understand this composition of blood, let us do a activity. Let us do an activity. In this activity, take one test tube. Okay. In the test tube, add 1% of sodium oxalate. What, children? Sodium oxalate or sodium citrate, or what? Sodium citrate. So this sodium oxalate and sodium citrate, they are nothing but what? Anticoagulant agents. They are nothing but what? Anticoagulant agents. Okay. So what these anticoagulant agents? They prevent blood clotting. What they do? They prevent blood clotting. They prevent blood clotting. Are you clear, children? See, I am explaining each and everything in a very detailed manner. Please concentrate. Okay. So now we are going to learn about what? How to know the composition of blood. How to know the composition of blood. Right. Here in test tube, what we took? We took anticoagulant agents like sodium oxalate or sodium citrate. Now you can see here I added sodium oxalate and sodium citrate. So in this test tube, add blood. Now you have to add what? Blood. So this is how we added blood into the test tube. After completing this one, just keep a lid on the test tube. Keep a lid on the test tube and allow it for centrifugation. Allow it for what? Centrifugation. Keep in a centrifuge for 20 minutes. So as we know that centrifuge is the device which is used to separate the substances based on their mass or based on their weight. So this one we learned in 6th class itself, in separation of substances. So in centrifugation process, the materials or the substances are get separated on their based on their weight or based on their mass. So when you keep this test tube in a centrifuge for 20 minutes and take out the test tube from the centrifuge after 20 minutes. So what you will observe that here in this slide I am trying to show you. So there are two test tubes. The first test tube is what? The first test tube is showing the before centrifugation. So there is no change. After centrifugation, you can see there are 3 layers are formed here. So the bottom layer is having thick red color, dark red color. That is nothing but all RBCs are settled at the bottom as they have more weight. Then on just above the RBC, we can find a very small translucent light red color layer, that is nothing but what? WBC. They are nothing but what? WBC. So just above the WBC, the yellow color fluid, transparent yellow color fluid which you are observing, that is nothing but what? Plasma. What is that one, Nana? Plasma. So nowadays in news channels and in treatment of coronavirus, in most of the places we are hearing about the plasma therapy. So this plasma is extracted in the same way. So let us see what are the different things present in the plasma, right? So this plasma is having, what are the different materials present in the plasma? Plasma consists of nutrients. Plasma consists of nutrients, nitrogenous waste, okay, and some minerals and amino acids amino acids, proteins like albumin and globulins. Okay, etc. are present. Means plasma is having many organic and inorganic substances. There are nearly 0.8 to 0.9% of inorganic substances are present, and 6 to 8% of organic substances are present. So in inorganic substances we can discuss minerals. So minerals come under inorganic substances, and coming to organic substances like glucose, even glucose. Okay, proteins. So these proteins comes under what? Organic substances. So this is the composition of plasma, right children? So the first part of the blood we completed. What is that? Plasma. So let us see second important component of the blood. That is nothing but what? Cells. So before this, I want to show you the flow of blood in a 3D image. Let us watch that. So children, just now you watched 3D video of blood cells. Okay, so the blood flow, when the blood is flowing, you just now saw different type of blood cells present in the blood. So what are the different type of blood cells present in the blood? Blood is having 3 types of cells. Blood is having how many types of cells? 3 types of cells. One is RBC, another one is WBC, and last one is platelets. Right. So let us learn one by one very fast. RBCs. First one is what? RBC. Children, RBCs are also called as erythrocytes. They are also called as what? Erythrocytes. Okay. RBCs are red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin. Due to the presence of hemoglobin. So heme is nothing but iron, globin is nothing but protein. Means the protein which is having iron. So in competitive exams, so especially when you are preparing for competitive exams, even after completing 10th class, if you are suppose if you are preparing for sub-inspector job, or if you are preparing for group 1, group 2, there definitely you will expect a question from the blood narrow. So that's why it is very, very important topic. Not only for 10th class, even after 10th class, if you are writing any competitive exam, definitely one question will come from the blood, right? So here in competitive exam he will ask you what is the metal present in the blood or in the RBC. So what is that metal, children? Here what is that metal? Remember, iron. How many iron molecules are present in hemoglobin? 4 iron molecules. Okay, 4 iron molecules are present in the hemoglobin, right? So this iron molecule is helpful to take the oxygen, right? Now next one, RBC do not have nucleus. Very, very important. But nucleus and other cell content. Except there is a exception. What is that exception? Camel RBC have nucleus. So this is also very important competitive exam question. Which of the mammal is having nucleus in their RBC? What is that? Camel. Please remember this, children. I am underlining this and I am telling you again and again. This type of questions will be asked in competitive exams. So which mammal is having RBC? Which mammal is having nucleus in their RBC? camel is having nucleus in their RBC. Next one. Why there is a partiality with the RBC, whereas all the cells in our body have nucleus? Why RBC is not having nucleus? Because children, RBC is designed for some other function. The ultimate goal of RBC is to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, so it will not involve in other metabolic activities. So the ultimate goal of RBC is what? Transporting of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So to transport this oxygen and carbon dioxide, definitely RBC must have hemoglobin. So if all the other content of the cell is removed, and more if RBC is not having nucleus and other cell content, then more hemoglobin can be accommodated. More hemoglobin can be accommodated. So with this you can understand that to accommodate more amount of hemoglobin, so it is not having cell and other important cell contents. Is that clear? So without nucleus, then how RBCs will multiply? You may get second doubt in your mind. Without nucleus, how RBCs will multiply? So RBCs need not to multiply. RBCs are prepared by bone marrow. Where RBCs are prepared? In bone marrow. RBC